Hey guys, this is Slim Diesel. I'm going to talk about how to replace stubborn shocks on Freightliner, Centuries, Columbias, Cascadias, Western Stars. Shocks that have been on for a long time and are going to be hard to get off. Okay, here's a shock I just did. This is why you should definitely replace your shocks, okay? Look at that. No suspension. Let me correct myself. I still have suspension, but I have no dampening, okay? So if the wheel's hopping or anything, yeah, you're going to feel a lot of vibrations. Alright, here's the main problem. First off, when you're trying to get this nut off, you're going to realize it doesn't even want to turn. Alright, so I'll just give you an example. The first thing you want to do is you want to hit it with a torch. Okay? Hit it with a torch for about 15 seconds. After you do that, you want to take a hammer and you want to whack it a good 5 times as hard as you can, hitting the nut and not the thread. Now, this bar here, you would think this is going to take it off, but you know what? It's too small. And good luck taking it off with an impact gun. It's probably not going to happen. That is why I have this 4-foot big boy right here, okay? And that is what you need if you're going to get these off. Okay, so once you're able to crack the nut loose, back it off. The next thing you're going to realize is, okay, you want to take the bolt and you want to whack it out, but you're going to realize it's stuck in the middle. The shaft of this bolt inside here is corroded and rusted tight, okay? It'll turn as you turn it, so the rubber is turning, everything is turning, and it's stuck. So the next thing you do is you take a torch and you want to heat each one of these up for about 15 seconds apiece, okay? The rubber's going to catch on fire. You know, when you finished, just blow it out. Alright, it just went out by itself. Okay, you might think it's ready to come off, but it's not. So what you want to do is take a wrench. It's just some wrench you don't, you know, a ratchet, something you don't care about, or a wrench or whatever, or a piece of metal, solid. Lay it on top of here. Take a good hammer and hit on top of here as hard as you can about 5 times after you used the heat. Now the next thing you want to do is take your vice grips. Now it's important the teeth of the vice grips are on an angle. You have to have it attached to the right side so the teeth bite a certain way, okay? And when that is set, then you'll know it. So now I have my shorter torque wrench on here. I should have a breaker bar, but I don't have it on me. So I will take this, I will turn it. The vice grips will hit. Okay, let me turn on the flash for you guys right now. Alright, that's even better. The vice grips are going to hit the frame. Okay. We're turning the bolt. Yes, now we're turning the bolt. So you want to turn the bolt quite a few times as you're breaking up the rust inside. We're turning it now, and this is not turning. Okay? Now that we've freed up the stuck bolt, we want to take WD-40 and work it in here on both ends so some of it can get inside here. We'll just crank it a few more times. Really try to break up that rust. Now it's easy to turn. Okay? Alright. Now I should have a 1 and 1/8 wrench on there, but I don't. So, don't have it on me. You want to take off the nut now that you freed up that. Now that we've done all that preparation, now it's time to hit this and knock it out. If you think you're going to bend the splines here, you know, the threads, then put the nut on the end. Okay? Now this is, I'm a righty, I'm holding this hammer with my left hand. But as you can see, it's coming out. For the bottom, it's going to be the same steps, basically. Sometimes the bottoms are actually easier because when the mechanics put these shocks on, they didn't tighten the bottom as tight as the top. But if the bottom is a pain in the ass, then just repeat the same steps, do the same thing, and just be careful with the torch. If you're going to be hitting the nut, you're kind of closer to the tire, so just watch out where the flame's going. Keep your eye on it. Now the most important thing is when you put your new shocks on, you definitely 100% want to use anti-seize, okay? You put anti-seize in the center of this, smother the bolt with anti-seize. You can buy this anti-seize, you know, at certain stores, auto parts stores, stuff like that. They have it. It's pretty cheap. It's basically a metallic compound. I believe there's aluminum in there, but it minimizes corrosion, and it will prevent the bolt from seizing. So when you do that, you're really going to make your life a lot easier if you plan on holding on to this truck for a while. So when you have to replace your shocks, they're going to come off so much easier. I mean, you literally could change out your shocks in 1 hour, all of them, as long as you don't over torque your bolts. So not sure what the torque spec is, but I would definitely recommend good and tight, because if you don't torque them enough, then the bolt can actually start moving up and down and wearing the hole in this plate, making the hole in this plate larger on the top and the bottom. And when that happens, it's gonna bounce around. It's just gonna keep eating away at this metal, and it's taking away part of the working suspension. So if you have a truck with old shocks, and even if your shocks don't even appear to be leaking, don't assume they're good, because this shock is completely toasted. And when we're talking about imperfections, and you know, these wheels are maybe 42 inches tall, okay? If this baby has a little hop to it, going 65 to 75 miles an hour, okay, there's going to be plenty of vibration going through this shock, and a good shock is going to dampen much of that vibration before it makes its way through the frame and up into the cab. If you really can't get these off, you can either use a torch to cut them in half, or a Sawzall. A long time ago I used a torch, but I believe this method could work on almost anything and save you a lot of time and money, you know, because if you're going to put this in the shop, you know, the mechanics, they might not do it this way, and they might charge you a lot of money. So until next time, guys, this is Slim Diesel. Thanks for watching.